Okay, here we are at lesson 6.1. We are looking at quadratic expressions, rectangles and squares, just the very basics of quadratics. It's an introduction to this section. The big idea of this section is one of the sources of quadratic expressions is from problems involving areas, specifically rectangles, but true areas in a lot of things. The objectives would be to expand products and squares of binomials, to use quadratic equations to solve area problems, and you notice a lot of the vocabulary involves the word quadratic. What is a quadratic? There's ax squared plus bx plus c is the general quadratic expression. When you put equals 0, it's an equation. When you put f of x, then it becomes a quadratic function. What does x squared mean anyway? That should be a little squared there. What does x squared mean? X squared, literally, if this is a distance x, this shape, where it's x by x, is x squared. It's the area of that squared. So if x is a distance, x squared is an area. Believe it or not, x cubed is a volume. No surprise. One of the prerequisites that you have to be able to do is to multiply two binomials. A binomial is something that has two terms. So 3x plus 5 is a binomial, and 2x minus 7 is a binomial. Those are two of those, and we can multiply those. You might remember how to do that from in the past. You multiply each term by each other term. 3x times 2x is 6x squared. 3x times negative 7, that's minus 21x. 5 times 2x, that's plus 10x. 5 times minus 7, that's minus 35. And so we have a grand total when we combine like terms, 6x squared minus 11x minus 35. If you need more practice with your prerequisites, there's some things to move on to. Thanks for the introduction.